So game 2 is on a pretty new map called Delta Quadrant, and
It's on a rock in space.
sitting on a rock in the middle of space. Like all awesome things.
And once again, this entire series sponsored by NVIDIA, and some Starcraft 2 novels, I guess, are kind of sponsoring it, without really sponsoring it. And SHOKZ Starcraft 2 Mastery Guide.
Yeah.
So
All are awesome, and you should get all of them.
get all of them?
Get all of them. Get all of them.
All right, and I just want to make sure, is everything okay in live stream? And then if it is, we will get on to game 2. Cool. All right. Someone said yeah, so we are good to go. Okay. So on this map, once again, we have Kenjim spawning at the top right position and Fish Wrapper at the top left. And now, this map is new and interesting because this whole little back, your safe expansion where you have this destructible debris to kill, so you can't just expand as quickly as you'd like. Really is such a great. I mean, it's so blocked off from anything unless someone pulls some kind of annoying tank drop or.
I really like this map. It seems really technical. I didn't play on it too extensively, but it seems really cool. There's a lot of opportunities for stuff like Reaper harasses and blinking and stuff like that. And it has a really interesting layout in the sense that you do have that really easy to take base, but you also have a really easy to take natural outside of your main base. And a really easy to take gold expansion. In that sense, it's a lot like Kulas Ravine in that it has that really easy to take, hidden expansion, and also a natural. So it's very easy to macro on this map.
Yeah, and especially with it is a 4-player map, and with 2 players, there's so many places just to hide. So scouting is so essential to always just be, at random intervals, sending 1 probe or 1 marine or 1 whatever you have around the map to make sure there's nothing that you're missing out on. But Kenjim, having scouted his opponent first, will have the slight advantage on the info, while Fish Wrapper has yet to scout his opponent as he's scouted in the wrong direction.
This is so exciting. It's a StarCraft tournament.
I know, it's cool.
Isn't that
People
cool?
playing StarCraft together and playing games and having fun.
I know, it's so awesome.
Although they're probably pretty stressed right now.
And both these players have played so hard through all the qualifying rounds, and everybody, I'm sure, played their best. But we're left with just these last couple players.
Yeah.
So this is really cool to see how everything is unfolding. It's really cool for me too, as the one who organized the event, having tracked these players all throughout, kind of seeing how they sort of came through.
Yeah, and just even dealing, with each person personally, I'm sure, of how they're dealing with, going through the tournament, and it's awesome.
It's been fun. It's been super duper fun.
So we have Fish Wrapper really trying to just bust this probe out of his base, but just can't seem to pull it off. And I'm always, it looks like you finally might get him. So, he's gonna get stuck. Wow, finally.
Stuck in the corner.
I was about to make a point of saying, I always wonder when I'm doing that, of how useful it is. Should I just have this, my, drone just mining? Instead of trying to get that
I always
guy
like to
out.
get them out of your. I actually always send a worker to try to chase the scouting worker, just because.
I'll do it for a minute just to try to get out of the way, but once I see I'm not gonna kill this thing anytime soon. I'll just wait for my first units to come out and take care of it.
Yeah, I do it a lot against Protosses, just to keep the pressure on them from being able to warp in something.
Okay.
I'll persistently follow them, but yeah, against Terrans and Zerg sometimes I won't. But anyway,
looks like Kenjim's going out for a very quick harassment right here, but we do have a Marauder out already and a very tight seal here, so no kind of harassment's going to happen unless for some reason the supply depot magically gets pushed down, or even if the Zealot jumps on top of the supply depot and pushes it physically into the ground.
Yeah, that would be cool. I'd like to see that actually. This doesn't look like the Zealot actually is going for a harass.
He just wants to hang out in the smoky
I think
square.
he's just taking the Zilmaga watchtower. Yeah. And I really like this watchtower on this map, how it's surrounded by
smoke.
which makes it super cool. Because smoke is pretty cool.
Ooh, and that Proby, I guess, going for some kind of scout and just getting a face full of concussive shell.
Yeah. Which have been researched also already.
And so Fish Wrapper going for
the same build.
No,
it's a pretty similar build where he
had three barracks last game. Were you watching last game?
Yeah, it's a similar tech pattern where he's getting marauders and he's getting a fast factory with a tech lab, and he's probably going to be getting tanks.
We're just bypassing the Marines, really.
Yeah, essentially. And he's also going to be getting which is fine on this map because it's not a 2-player map. There's a pretty long rush distance. I don't think you really need those Marines to hold yourself off. And I'm pretty sure out of the starport we'll be getting the same Vikings to fight off the inevitable Colossus, which I'm sure we'll see because it was so successful for Kenjum last time.
Yeah, and already see the robotics facility going down for Kenjum, putting it as in the far part of his base, hoping to maybe bypass that scan, having all his buildings clumped here and just that one building off to the side.
Yeah, that's actually really clever of him and good foresight, because that's exactly why it's placed there, because you don't. It is a hope, and it's not placed at the choke either. Yeah. Which are the two places that the Terran is most likely to scan. So it is definitely deliberate and attempting to avoid being scanned.
And there we go. See that now that scan, exactly as we were saying, will not reveal that building at all.
No.
So that did work out perfectly for Kenjum.
Yeah.
Fish Wrapper now taking the tower. Imagine all town squares. Can we call this a town square?
I don't think so.
No. It'd be cool if all town squares had that kind of smoke where you just couldn't see through it.
You mean map centers? Town squares?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What are we talking about?
Like if you were in New York or something.
And they had that, and they had a Zelnaga watchtower?
Yeah.
That would be
could
cool.
see like everything around you.
If there was a Zelnaga watchtower in Times Square.
Yeah.
That would be pretty awesome.
Automaton 2000 getting in the base. The supply depot not going back. Oh, going up too late. And wow, actually Fish Wrapper overreacting and not even realizing what that might have been.
Yeah.
Seeing a yellow thing, thinking maybe this is, oh my god, is that a new zealot? That's a baby zealot.
Awesome.
And destroying it. Wow, I've never seen an automaton killed yet.
That's cool. It died the same as anything else, I guess.
Everything dies. Get used to it. StarCraft teaches you that.
Yeah, that's true. So what do we have going on right now?
Nothing.
Yeah, both players are basically building up. Terran is teching to. I was actually wrong about the unit being a Viking. It looks like he's instead getting some Ravens. I'm curious to see what he uses the Ravens for. There's so many options. Most I see them being used against Zerg, but even like the point defense drone is really good against Protoss, and even the Hunter Seeker missile is somewhat good. But Protoss units have so much health.
I personally don't see exactly like the advantage that he's going to gain from this.
The other thing to note is they are detectors, so it might be to be able to kill those observers.
Well, but you have two of them. I don't see why you need two to kill off an observer.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see what he's planning.
Maybe Fish Wrapper is just praying, kind of going like in that random thing in his head of like, he's going DTs.
Yeah. I don't think you'd have to have a reason to do that. I wouldn't get
Maybe
Ravens.
He's paranoid.
Yeah. Maybe it's just being cautious.
He has a paranoia issue.
Well, let's see what he uses him for. I wouldn't be surprised.
I talked to some of Fish Wrapper's friends, and they said he's really paranoid.
Yeah. I mean, I think maybe we might see some point defense drones because they are really good against the stalkers of the Protoss, as well as the Immortals. They basically negate all of the ranged fire of enemies within the range of the point defense drone.
And so now scan going down for Fish Wrapper, and I think he finally sees.
He does see the robotics facility, but actually there are no Colossus being built from it. Instead,
but this Terran army is so small compared to what's coming out of this Protoss base.
But the Protoss are getting somewhat blocked up by the ramp. Then he needs to pull out completely. The Immortals that Kenjum has gotten are going to be really good against those Marauders, and the Protoss army is just so much bigger, chasing the Terrans away.
3 Marauders left. They're going to have some war stories to go back to their children if they survive this day.
That was a weird encounter. It's weird to me that the Protoss has so much more, 70 food to Fish Wrapper's 50 food, but
yeah, and Kenjum really just macroing heavy this game. This supply depot is just going to fall so quick. I don't know if Fish Wrapper can hold this off. I think we might see a GG really quickly in this game.
And there's the point defense drone going down, but there's not that many ranged units in the Protoss army.
Targeting the point defense drone so quickly. I really think the Ravens were a bad choice.
It seems like the Ravens haven't contributed too much, but also the Protoss army is just so big. Maybe those Marines would have been a good choice. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, well, again, those Ravens really did nothing. All these SCVs not coming forward, hoping they can do any kind of damage. But when there's just too many units right now, and Fish Wrapper with the GG LOL, because sometimes you just gotta have fun.
Yeah, and I like the good mana from Fish Wrapper. Good luck at the end.
Yeah. All right.
Props,
so,
man.
Great. We are going to go on to the second round of the semifinals. Who are they between?
That's going to be between Fake Plants and Ponderous, with the same map pool. So that's a Terran vs Protoss too. So that should be exciting. I believe it's a Terran vs Protoss, right?
Okay.
Cool.
All right.
Think so.
So you know what, let's just load it right up.
Let's just see what's going to happen.